Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting back into? We are getting back into Married at First Sight Australia series 11. We are now on episode 14. So we know in this episode Michael gets a partner at long last 4 weeks later. Let's hope the experts get it right. And we see two new couples, as I said from the previous episode, entering. She's a psychic medium. Kind of looks to be slightly annoying and kooky, but we'll see how that goes. And then we see that it's disconnection and a bad time for Tristan and Cassandra. But before we get into this episode, as I always ask my people, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos. And let's get into this video, shall we? So it starts off the top of the day with Sarah writing Tim a letter. I'm like, why you gotta write this man a letter, and why don't you just calm down and say what you need to say on your heart? I think writing a letter in that kind of situation, in how the situation is between Sarah and Tim, is a cop-out. An absolute cop-out, because at the time that Tim reached out an olive branch after the dinner and apologised to raising his voice and X, Y and Z, she didn't take that olive branch from him. As I said, Sarah's got no self-awareness, and I think this is just self-preservation for Sarah at the moment, in terms of she don't want people to see her in a certain light, so she's trying to pull it back right now with Tim. But hey ho, Tim takes it again and hopes that they can move on from there, and all we can do is see what happens, eh? So then we go to Cassandra and Tristan, and basically Cass was thinking about their ceremony. She basically shared what she needed from Tristan, but Tristan again is not meeting her needs. He's not listening to the words that are coming out of Cassandra's mouth in the slightest, and he keeps taking offense by it. He's basically pulled back, and apparently he slept on the couch that night and said that he needed space, but Cass didn't like that in the slightest. She's asking for affection and touch from this man and closeness, but again he won't fulfill that need, and there's only so much that Cassandra can take it to. And this is why I'm saying Tristan will be close to losing this girl completely, because he can't get his head out of his own arse at the end of the day. And this is why I'm saying this man needs more help than what Cassandra can do. It's unfair to offload and put all of that on Cassandra, because she is struggling right now. It's been a month. They've now found someone for our Michael named Stephen, and Michael talks about the fact that he does have a large family, and he has been a sperm donor twice for his two friends who wanted to have children. I do hope it works out for Michael, because he does seem like a nice guy. He is hoping that fingers crossed it works out for him, because all I would say is the universe has a way of making things happen in the way it's meant to be. Michael was not meant to have met and married Simon. At least it was meant to have happened. With first look, we see them walk down the aisle. He likes what he sees in Stephen. Stephen is a cutie though. Like, honestly speaking, Stephen is a solid cutie. So he has an identical twin as well, but they don't look very identical, to be fair. And Stephen talks about the scar that he has on the side of his face that he got as an 8-year-old when they were in a serious car accident, and how it affected him. But all I thought as Stephen was speaking, that he has a really kind face. So fingers crossed that it works for them too, because when they first started interacting with each other, they literally got on like a house on fire. Like, they couldn't stop talking to each other and touching each other. You could see that they liked each other as well, and went to the vows. Stevens were good, said a lot about him. Michael was funny and again said a lot about him. And then we go back to the couples, because they're all invited to a wedding, but they don't know whose wedding that they're invited to. Yeah, so they're all getting ready. Jack's basically saying that he wanted fresh meat, and Tori asked, what do you mean you want fresh meat when you've got me? He said that he was happy with her but wanted new blood in the experiment. I was like, yeah, nice save, Jack, nice save, but we shall move on. So we meet Madeline. or Madeline. She calls herself unique. Unique is not the word. She's kooky as fuck. Like, absolutely. So she's a psychic medium. For me, I'm not really into that. So the jury was out on that for me. She says that she's getting visions from her grandfather passing, and she has audio and all this and I was like, yeah, no. She will get on with Lucinda though. That's what I thought. I wonder if she will get on with Lucinda. That's the first thing I thought about when I saw and heard Madeline. Anyway, I don't know why I had in my head as well that I had a feeling that Jack might like the look of her too, but I don't know. He's very much into brunettes, so we'll see. And then we meet Ash. He says that he has a kind heart and empathy. And I'm thinking from the bit that I've seen about Madeline now, he's going to need that empathy tenfold. Like, seriously, he's literally going to need to open his cerebral cortex and just like get on that train that Madeline's on and see if he can deal with it. Like, seriously. So he says that his older brother passed 2 years ago and he did get upset. And as I said, grief never goes away in that sense. That was a crass moment to think about it. All it would take now is Madeline to say that she feels him at the wedding. I'm just like, yeah, no, that would likely make me run for the motherfucking hills. Let's just put it that way. He says that he wants someone unique, and all I can say is I hope he remembers those words when he meets Madeline. We then learn a little bit more about Madeline, where she talks about that she was an actress, I should say, but has dialed back on that in order to get more into her psychic medium, because that came to the forefront more so for her. And sometimes in these types of circumstances, when it comes to television shows and you've been a previous actor or actress, I'm just kind of like, how much is genuineness and how much is acting is all I can say. And that comes through for me when they're on the honeymoons at the dinner table, and that's for the next episode that we will get to and we will get to discuss. So the other couple's coming and Tori learns that, you know, this girl is a medium, and like myself, she's very much a skeptic. So that didn't surprise me, and she said she just doesn't want none of her vibes coming her way. All I will say is that through this wedding between Ash and Madeline, Tori and Lauren made me laugh in their VCs, like hella made me laugh, because that's the kind of shit I probably would do with my friend in the VC, and make each other laugh like a motherfucker, because Madeline was she was off on a different level playing field. Lucinda was feeling all that vibe. I was sitting there like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, seriously, she was shouting up to the heavens. She was saying, shut up, shut up, shut up. She's telling this man that she loved him. Ash looked like he was motherfucking scared. It's like at the beginning, she said that she felt good vibes coming from Ash, that he had a good aura and she was happy. She was in that marriage. Tell me, just as the wedding finished, she then tells me that she had a little bit of a, you know, one of those windfall moments, and then when they tried to speak to her about it, she said she doesn't know about Ash, and it's sending her off kilter, and it's not like she can necessarily say what they're saying about Ash. It doesn't give her that, but she feels something might not be right. All it took, the wedding photos was so fucking wooden because of this so-called vision or whatever it is that Madeline had. So all it took was for Ash to turn around and say that he had a weird feeling the night before the wedding because he couldn't sleep, and he felt like there was a presence in the room, and Madeline was like, oh my god, oh, it's so good that he opened up, because most men don't open up and are quite vulnerable when it comes to otherworldly things, and That's all it took for her to then be open and excited and saying Ash is a good one again. Ash better make sure he has ballet slippers, because he's gonna be kept on his motherfucking toes. Just come on. was crazy. So then we go back to Michael and Stephen's day. Michael is very much happy and Stephen is hoping for that genuine connection. So Stephen's twin and his sister speak in their VC and says that Michael is definitely Stephen's type and they could see that they had that chemistry. And then when Stephen gets up and goes around the tables just to be introduced to people and stuff like that, one of the friends, I don't know if it's from Stephen's side or if it's from Michael's side, talks about Michael's baby mamas, and Stephen's like, what do you mean baby mamas? Not realizing that actually it's in a different sense. I don't know if that terminology was used to like confuse and cause drama, but either way Stephen went back and had that discussion with Michael, and Michael told him at the end of the day he was there for his friends when they wanted a family. That's what he did. He supported them. He don't see them as his children in that sense. Yes, he had a hand in helping them get that children because they wouldn't have got it any other way, because they came to a friend to ask for that and he did that for them selflessly. But now that he's seen the two girls grow up, he wants his own family. He wants his children in that sense. And Stephen was like, that it was an amazing thing for him to do, and that he was hella proud of Michael to do that for his friend, and it just shows the character that Michael is. So then we go back to Madeline and Ash. Ash basically like thinks there's a spark. He thought there was a spark from get-go, finds Madeline absolutely attractive, is really in with her. She seems to be in with him too. And I'm just like, we'll just wait and see what happens next. Like, seriously, we'll just wait and see if he has the mettle in order to deal with everything that is Madeline. But hey-ho. So then during their wedding, we see that Cassandra and Tristan are absolutely struggling with each other. They're not connecting with each other right now. And basically all Cassandra wants is love and all it entails coming from that. And Tristan has just stepped back from her. And as I said, I know that he struggles with intimacy, but at the end of the day, you have a partner there, you have a wife there that literally is seeking for this intimacy from you. How do you then bridge that gap if you struggle with that part? So it was a slip of a tongue for Cassandra, and she talked about how she felt bored. Tristan took that as an absolute blunt force trauma against himself. Because Tristan literally got mad at the fact that he's planning all these dates, he's doing all these things for her, and she has the audacity to sit there and say that she's bored. Tristan wasn't actually getting that. No, she wasn't saying that you're boring or that what you're doing is boring. What she's saying is she wants more. She could do without the dates in order to get that connection with you, that intimate connection with you. She could do without those. You don't have to do those for her, is what Cassandra is saying. She was not putting Tristan down. It was just, I believe, Cassandra's choice of words triggered him. Absolutely could trigger Tristan. And at that point, once he was triggered, he was not listening to anything else. That he was literally just going in on Cassandra, to the point where Cassandra had to get up from the table and note that even though Tori noticed, that they were having an argument at the table, Cassandra got up visibly upset. Tristan still sat at that table, didn't go after her, didn't try and placate her in any sort of way. Nobody else got up from that table to go after her and say, is everything okay, except for Lucinda. Lucinda was the only one that went and talked to her. So she said no. Cassandra had a bit of a cry and then came out and then went to go sit at the table. At that point, Tristan had got up and already left the table, and it looked as though Tristan had put his coat on and left without Cassandra. That's what it looked like to me. This is why I'm saying that they need more than just this experiment. They need actual expert advice, expert intervention, especially Tristan does, to exactly see the point of view of Cassandra at this point in time. I understand that him being intimate in the way that Cassandra wants is out of his comfort zone, but this is why he's come on this show for, to actually get out of that zone, to be able to give someone else something of himself in terms of him looking for a long-lasting relationship and being accepted for who he is too. So then it kind of ends, this episode ends on Michael and Stephen, and they're both going in it to find love, so they're having this conversation just after the wedding and everything. So Michael then does open up to Stephen and tells him about the fact that he was previously matched to someone else and that person walked away. So then as soon as he said it, you could see when Stephen started to question and like, well, hold on then, was I second choice? Am I the standing? If so, then why am I here? Was you all out for that person, even though Michael hadn't met that person in the slightest? I don't think Michael was seeing it that way. At the end of the day, Michael was seeing it as one door closes, another one opens. He was not saying that Stephen was second best, but that's where Stephen had put himself. At the end of the day, that situation was beyond Michael's control. He had no control over that situation, and I think, to be fair, Stephen should have given him that grace. But I understand the reaction that Stephen's gonna have, or any type of person gonna have, him, and that is, well, I ain't gonna be second best. What the fuck is this? Am I just a consolation prize? So I understand the questions that Stephen was asking at the end of the day. And that's where the episode ended. But I'll be back soon enough with the next episode. As I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm wanting to do videos. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Peace out.